Hey James, sorry to bother you while you're at work. I was just wondering, were you planning on coming home tonight or will you stay at the office again? I'm pretty close to passing out as things stand, so I was thinking about going to bed soon. I understand you're probably busy at work, but if you could just shoot me a quick text letting me know, I'd appreciate it. I just need to know whether I should put on the door chain or not.
Nah, not gonna be home tonight. I'd think I wouldn't have to tell you that at this point. You know how crazy things have been around here lately.
Don't you remember what happened a few weeks ago? You were out past midnight, so I chained up the door. But then you came home at like 1 a.m. and got ticked off at me for the door being locked.
Tell me, Megan, did I tell you I wasn't coming home that day? No, I didn't.
I tried to text you and ask if you were coming, but you didn't respond. I figured you had fallen asleep at your desk or something. You've heard all...
Then you should have texted me sooner. Plus, really, a freaking door chain? What's the point in using that thing anyway?
You've heard all the reports of break-ins in the area lately, haven't you? The house 3 doors down from us got robbed last month. And just last week, our neighbors across the street had their car windows smashed.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have left such an expensive car in the driveway. Unlike them, we don't have anything worth stealing. You're getting way too worried about this. You should knock off watching all those true crime podcasts. They're infecting your brain.
But those are really, really interesting.
Is it worth the excitement if it's making you paranoid? Plus, thieves aren't idiots, Megan. They don't try to break into a house when someone's home. That's an easy way to get shot. And in the worst case scenario where someone does break in, just give them whatever they want. Then they'll be on their way and you can go back to sleep.
You have got to be kidding me. You honestly think they'll be satisfied with that?
What? Do you think they'll want something else from you? Just give that to them too.
Don't you dare joke about that.
Oh, lighten up. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, if that's what they're after, some lousy door chain isn't gonna stop them. It's pointless. Plus, our house is the oldest one on the block. Why would any thief avoid all the nice houses just to rob ours?
Well, I'm glad at least one of us is confident in my safety.
Oh, one more thing. I'll be out of town on business next week. I need you to get my suitcase all packed up for me.
How long will you be gone?
3 days or so, maybe 4. I'll only need my suit for 1 day, though, so pack 1 suit and 3 days' worth of street clothes.
Really? That's odd for a business trip.
We're gonna do some sightseeing on Saturday. There's no way I'm gonna wear my suit outside of the office.
All right, well, I'll work on getting that all put together over the next few days then. Oh, hey, one more thing. Your mom called today. She wanted to know if you were planning on coming to the family dinner next month. She said she's been trying to get a response from you for a while, but you haven't answered any of her calls or texts.
Why do I have to handle every little thing by myself? I'm busy, you're not. Tell her I'm still thinking about it.
James, don't you get it? She doesn't want to hear it from me. She wants to talk to you. You're her son, and she misses you.
Hey, whatever. I'll send her a text sometime in the next few days. Will that make you happy?
It's not about making me happy. And what about that dinner? Are you gonna go?
Can't you just go by yourself?
What? You want me to go alone?
Self. As the man of the house, I hereby designate you as our family's representative. There, it's official. I'm gonna be really busy at work next month. I doubt I'll be able to make it.
Come on, James. How many times is this now that I've had to go and visit your parents all by myself? Why is it that I'm visiting your parents more than you are? And why are you almost never at home lately? Something's going on, James, and I don't like it at all. It's starting to feel like we're less of a married couple and more just roommate.
Oh my God, Megan, tell it to your therapist. What do you think this is, the 1960s? This is just how marriages work these days.
I don't care how other marriages work. I care about ours.
Here's how our marriage works. I make all the money, you work some lousy part-time job, so you have more free time. You can use that free time to take care of stuff around the house and keep my parents off my back. Got it? I'm going back to work now. Don't text me anymore. I won't answer. For God's sake, Megan, I sure hope you're enjoying yourself in that hospital room getting waited on by nurses, because it sure does suck having to pack my own freaking suitcase. Some housewife you are.
I am not enjoying the constant pain and inability to walk by myself, thank you for asking. Seriously, you think I wanted to be hospitalized?
If you just packed my suitcase right away when I told you to, I wouldn't have to do it myself right now.
I think the circumstances call for a teensy bit more understanding on your part. I walked out of the house and an old woman was being robbed right before my eyes. Was I supposed to just abandon her? You have no idea what that thief was prepared to do to her. I watched him punch her once and he was probably prepared to do it again, or worse.
Don't make yourself out to be some kind of hero. You were pathetic. You tried to intervene, he pushed you down, and he still got away. Some help you were.
Well, excuse me if I didn't want to see an old woman murdered in broad daylight.
You shouldn't have gotten involved. I don't care about some old woman getting robbed. Old women get robbed all around the world every day. That's not my problem. What is my problem is you not being able to do the housework.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. You have to take care of yourself for a change.
Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean?
Every single day of the week, I'm either going to my part-time job, doing the housework, or both. Plus, I'm constantly going to your parents' house to visit them because you never do it. And what are you contributing to this relationship, James? In all the time I've been in the hospital, you haven't even come to see me once.
I text you plenty.
Yeah, only when you feel like complaining about me not being around to work as your maid.
Don't complain to me about how little housework I do. I'm too busy with real work.
Are you too busy to be a decent husband to your wife who, may I remind you, is in the hospital right now with a broken leg?
You. All you ever think about is you. What about me? Without you around, I have no one to fix me dinner. And you would not believe the pile of laundry over here that you need to wash. You're over there in the hospital laying around all day while I have to take care of everything. So I don't want to hear any complaints out of you. Who do you think is going to pay for your hospital bill anyway?
I bring in income while doing all the housework.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could afford to pay for your ambulance ride and multi-day hospital stay on your minimum wage job.
How can you be talking like this to your own wife?
God damn it, this sucks! Why couldn't you have gotten hit by a car or something?
What kind of question is that?
Duh! If you got hit by a car, we could have sued the driver. We'd get your hospital bills paid for and pain and suffering damages. But since you failed to stop the thief from getting away, we have no one to sue.
Is money really what's important to you right now?
Since you had to go and play Wonder Woman, I'm on the hook for a massive hospital bill and have to do my job and do all the housework. What did you get out of saving that woman anyway? Money? Jewelry? Oh, wait, you got nothing. You have no idea how much I'm going through because of you.
Oh, you poor, poor thing.
Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna be out of town for a while. Don't bother messaging me. I'll be too busy to answer. Hurry up and get that leg of yours fixed. You have a ton of work to do around here. As soon as you get home, start doing the laundry. I'm running low on shirts. Oh, for the love of God, Megan, when are you getting released from the hospital? Next month? You cannot be serious. What on earth is taking so long?
They're doctors, James, not miracle workers. It was a really bad fracture. They had to operate and everything. They're not just going to kick me right from the operating table out onto the street.
That's it. I have had it. I know this may not be the best timing with you in the hospital and all, but I've made up my mind. I want to get divorced.
What?
You've become completely useless to me. What good is a housewife who's never in the house? When we got married, I thought I was getting a woman capable of cooking and cleaning. You know, everything I need you to do for me. But now you're just dead weight.
I cannot believe what you're saying to me.
Believe it or not, this is real, Megan. It's not like you're gonna go back to normal anytime soon either. Even after you get home, you're gonna have to use a wheelchair or crutches or something, right?
I mean, for a while, yeah, and I'll need to go to physical therapy too. But it's not like I'm gonna be bedridden or anything.
Yeah, so it's exactly what I thought. You're gonna be completely useless to me for the foreseeable future. I'm not waiting around that long. We're through. I'll pack up your stuff for you. Should I send it to your parents' house?
This is ridiculous, James. You won't even wait until I'm out of the hospital to divorce me?
With you stuck in the hospital, it'll be way easier to avoid dealing with you. I want to get everything taken care of before your release.
James, fine, whatever. Go ahead and send my stuff to my parents' house.
I'll send it cash on delivery. I'm not paying for shipping. And let me make one thing perfectly clear. I don't want to hear you playing the victim. Got it? This divorce is 100% your fault. Who chose to help that old woman? You. Who got hurt? You. Who can't fulfill her marital duties anymore? You. Think about it this way. What would any company do to an employee who stopped doing their job? They'd fire them, right? Well, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm firing you as my wife.
You know, that analogy actually makes a lot of sense, James. It explains exactly why you're getting fired, too.
Huh?
You're right. I can't imagine many companies would keep employees on payroll when they're both incompetent and sleeping with their female subordinate.
Wait. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, James. Don't play dumb with me. You arranged for a fake business trip with a client that doesn't exist, so you could have a vacation with your mistress on the company's dime.
Out. How?
How did I find out you were having an affair? Well, this may come as a surprise, but I've been keeping tabs on you for quite some time now.
But there's no way you could be watching me. You're in the hospital. Even if you weren't, I think I'd notice someone in a freaking wheelchair following me around.
I'm not doing it personally, you moron. I hired a private detective.
No way. That's impossible. Private detectives cost a ton of money, and you don't have any. How could someone working for minimum wage afford something like that? You're bluffing, aren't you? Trying to get me to admit to something. Well, it's not gonna work. I admit nothing.
You remember the old woman I rescued from the thief? It turns out she was very, very wealthy. And when I saved her that night, she told me she wanted to give me a token of her gratitude. That token was a wad of cash as big around as my arm. I tried to refuse at first, but she insisted that she wanted to do something to repay me. She said that she could tell from the look on my face that I was troubled about something and asked me what was going on. That's when I told her that I suspected that my husband was cheating on me. She paused for a second, then said, "Well, I know just the person to talk to about that." So she hired the single best private detective in the city to check you out for me.
Thing. Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I have the receipts, James.
Oh. I had no idea you were even suspicious of me.
How stupid do you think I am? Of course I was suspicious. You all of a sudden started staying at the office overnight and going on business trips, both things you never used to do. But that wasn't even the biggest clue for me. You should clean out your pockets before putting them in the wash. I found receipts for expensive lingerie that's way too small for me. Also, remember that I'm the person who pays your credit card bills for you? You've spent about $500 over the last month at the same pay-by-the-hour motel. After I found that out, I started putting your clothes through the wash twice. I don't want whatever diseases you picked up in that place.
Hold on. Why did you say I'm getting fired? Oh no. Don't tell me. You didn't tell my company about this, did you?
No, I didn't tell them a thing. I didn't have to. There's something else about the woman I saved that I think you should know. You and her son are acquainted.
Wait, we are? How?
I'm sure you've run into each other a few times at your office.
How? Who is he?
He's the company's CEO.
What?
You thought you had the perfect plan, didn't you? You were going to get rid of me and be free to start a happy new life with your mistress/subordinate. Well, I'm very sorry to say that your plans are going to change a bit. You can still be together, but you're both going to be unemployed very soon.
What? No, this can't be happening. Tell me this is just a prank, Megan. Tell me I'm not really getting fired.
Unfortunately for you, this is not a prank. You're going down, James. It's your choice to believe it or not, though. You'll find out that I'm telling the truth sooner or later. I imagine your boss will be calling you into his office for a little chat sometime in the near future.
Fired? I still think you're bluffing. You were talking a big game about having receipts, but you haven't shown any. I'm still not admitting to anything. As far as I know, you just made all that stuff up. Hey there, Megan. I was wondering, could we talk one of these days? I tried to visit your hospital room earlier, but they said you were refusing visitors.
Not visitors, just you specifically. I'm afraid that being in your presence would be bad for my mental health. You'll just have to wait until I get healthy enough to be released from the hospital.
Visitors. Really, though? All you did was break your leg. I don't see what your mental health has to do with that.
The literature is very clear on this, you know. Mental health is extremely important for recovering from any sort of injury or illness. Stress is bad for the body.
Hey, I guess I understand, but I wish you'd give me a chance to apologize properly.
Looks like your boss finally called you in for that little conversation, huh? I tried to tell you I wasn't bluffing.
They're gonna fire me for sure. It's only a matter of time, which means I have to move as quickly as possible to save my job.
James, you lied to your company in order to get them to pay for a vacation with your mistress, who is also your subordinate. What exactly do you think you can do to avoid getting fired at this point? That's basically a one-way ticket to the unemployment line, even if you weren't an abysmal employee before that.
And I am so sorry for what I did. I was a total moron. I am willing to do whatever it takes to make things right with you. Don't you think we can start over? Try again?
Well, this is a change of heart for you. You don't want to get divorced anymore?
Again? I've been doing some serious soul searching over the last few days, and now I realize that there is no other woman in the world who I'd rather be with than you. You've always been great to my parents, and they love you too. You're a terrific housewife. You're a great cook. You're everything I could ask for in a wife. I may have been confused for a while, but I realize that now.
If only you could have realized that before cheating on me and embezzling company money.
I swear, Megan, I learned my lesson. I'll never do anything to hurt you ever again. What do I need to do to prove myself to you? You name it, I'll do it. You want me to do more of the housework? Done. The next time I go out of town, I'll pack my own suitcase. Oh, and I'll even start going to visit my parents with you.
You're far too late to make amends. You're not the only one who's been doing some soul searching. I've been doing that ever since I got suspicious that you were cheating on me. I thought back to when we were dating and at the beginning of our marriage. You used to be the most caring and loving man I'd ever met.
I can be that man again, Megan, if you'll just give me one more chance.
No, James, you don't get any more chances. After the way you've been treating me since I got hurt, I have completely lost any feelings I once had for you. Honestly, this has been a long time coming. Even before that woman hired the private detective for me, I knew deep down that this is how things would end. I was already at peace with leaving you.
No, I don't want to get divorced.
Yeah, I don't imagine you do now that you realize you're losing everything. But that's not about you rediscovering your love for me, that's just fear of repercussions.
No, it's not, I swear. When the CEO called me to his office to tell me I was fired, he went on and on about how stupid I was to betray you. He said that only a complete idiot would betray a woman as beautiful, kind, and intelligent as you. And that was what really opened my eyes. I was a complete idiot.
Really? You only remembered what a catch I was because your boss complimented me? If anything, that only makes me want to divorce you even more.
So you really don't have any feelings for me anymore? None at all? You said it yourself, though. You remember how things used to be. That has to mean that there's still something there. We've had lots of good times, haven't we?
Oh, for sure we have. But those good times are all in the past. So much so that I don't even know what our last good time was. You've been treating me like a live-in maid for as long as I can remember. You were a good man, and you were a good husband, and that's why I've been putting up with your behavior for as long as I have. But I can't do it anymore. Like, do you remember what the very first message you sent to me after I got to the hospital was? You were complaining about having to do your own chores, like packing your suitcase for your fake business trip. You weren't concerned about me in the slightest.
I told you, I'm sorry about that.
But the icing on the cake was when you told me that you wished I got hit by a car instead. After you said that, I knew there was no point in me trying to make this work anymore. There's nothing about being with you that makes it worth dealing with your appalling lack of empathy.
I was an idiot, Megan! A jerk, a scumbag, a slime ball! The lowest of the low! I hurt you terribly, and I regret everything I did more than you could possibly know!
I don't believe you. I have no reason to believe you. You don't have a sincere bone in your body.
I'm begging you, please give me just one more chance. From now on, I'm gonna be the kind of husband that you deserve. I'll make you even happier than you were back when we first got married. And not to mention, think about it. Do you really want to become single again at your age? Your marriage prospects are getting thinner by the day. Plus, you only work part-time. How are you gonna support yourself?
Oh, you don't need to worry about that at all. In addition to the money and the private detective, that woman also got me a job at a company one of her friends owns. We had an interview web meeting the other day, and they say I am perfect for the job. So the very day I get released, I'm gonna start working there.
Self. You what? You had an interview and accepted a job offer without even telling me? You had no right to do that.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't! I'm still your husband, Megan. And as your husband, you have a duty to consult with me before making these kinds of decisions. We might be talking about divorce, but we're not divorced yet.
Are you kidding me? Who was it who first brought up the divorce? It was you! You called me useless and said you wanted to divorce me before I got released from the hospital so you could avoid dealing with me. You have no right to be a party to any decision I make anymore.
Well, sure, I may have said something to that effect, but circumstances have changed. I don't want to get divorced anymore.
Oh, for the love of... Grow up, James! Seriously, you're acting like a little kid right now. We're through. I'm not even the slightest bit interested in anything you have to say regarding how I live my life.
More? Oh, so you're just gonna abandon me? Don't you care about what happens to me now?
No! I don't care what happens to a cheating, lying, uncaring, unfeeling loser like you. You said you were going to fire me as your wife because I couldn't do your chores for you, right? Well, that's what I'm going to do to you now. James, you're fired. James kept messaging me, trying to get me to take him back after that, so I told him to talk to my lawyer and blocked his number. He fought the divorce at first, but that didn't last long after my new friend got involved. Her son, James's boss, told him that unless he consented to a peaceful divorce, the company would sue him and press charges against him for embezzlement. James naturally accepted the deal and escaped criminal responsibility. Both he and his mistress were, however, terminated for stealing company funds. He and his mistress moved in together for a short time, but they soon broke up. I have no idea where they are or what they're doing now. As for me, my leg is healed, and I have a great new job, a great new friend, and life has never been better. James said I didn't get anything out of stopping that thief, but wow, was he wrong. I barely ever think about him anymore. He's absolutely nothing to me now. From now on, I'm living life on my own terms. Hey, Sophia, are you free right now?
Oh, hi, Miss Miller. Yeah, I should be free at the moment. How can I help you this time? Is something the matter?
Yeah, so you know my friend Gabby, right? Well, guess what? Her daughter just had a baby. Can you believe it? I mean, she stopped by to show me the baby, and goodness gracious, that little bundle of joy was so cute. I mean, I was practically melting on the spot. You should have seen those tiny fingers and those little chubby cheeks. Oh, just precious.
Wow, that's so exciting for her. If I remember correctly, Gabby's daughter is the same age as Harry, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's crazy how time flies, isn't it? I mean, it feels like just yesterday she was still in school, and now she's got a baby of her own. Oh, God, just seeing that little thing reminded me of how absolutely lovely babies are. It really put a huge smile on my face, almost made me feel like I was having one all over again myself. You know that warm, fuzzy feeling you get just being around a baby? It's like nothing else in the world, I swear. It's hard to explain, but it's just magical.
Yeah, I definitely feel for you, Mrs. Miller. I totally get it. Babies have that magical effect on you, don't they? It's like they have this special power to make everything better. I mean, I always feel protective over my friends' babies too, even if I'm not seeing them every day. Just getting to see them once in a while really lifts your mood, doesn't it?
I know, right? It's like they just bring out this softness in you, this instinct to nurture and care. Oh, it just makes me wish we were like them too, you know? I can't help but think about it. Sophia, you're already 38, right? Time's ticking, isn't it? It's something you can't ignore forever.
Yeah, I'm turning 39 this year. Time flies, doesn't it? It feels like just yesterday I was celebrating my 30th. But here we are, almost at 40. It's a bit surreal, honestly. It's kind of hard to wrap my head around sometimes.
Then it's just not happening, is it? I mean, I've heard no progress, and it's been a year since you got married to my Harry. Let's be honest here, becoming a mother is pretty much a wife's job, right? Can't you get anything right, Sophia? I mean, come on, what's the holdup? What's the problem? It's really starting to concern me.
Well, I guess you're right in that it's a little late. Both Harry and I haven't given up. We're still holding out hope and don't plan to quit anytime soon. We're doing what we can, you know? I mean, having a baby a little older isn't that uncommon these days either, so we're just taking it day by day trying to stay positive. It's not easy, but we're committed. We really want this, and we're not giving up without a fight.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Sophia, but come on, it's not that likely when you're getting on in years, is it? Let's be real for a second. I mean, at this age, the odds just aren't in your favor anymore. You've got to face reality sooner or later. It's just the way things are.
Yeah, I get that sometimes for sure. It crosses my mind, of course, but we're still hopeful, and we're not ready to give up just yet. There's still a chance, and we're holding on to that.
Then what's the point of you, really? I just don't get it. Why would Harry choose an older woman like you? I mean, you can't even have a baby, and you're older than him, right? Why on earth would he marry someone like you? It's just beyond me. He could have had anyone, but he chose this? It's honestly baffling.
Well, if you're so curious, why don't you go ahead and ask Harry yourself? But even still, don't you think you're being a little harsh? I mean, can you just lay off on saying stuff like that for a bit? It's not exactly easy to hear, you know. I'm trying to be a good wife, and it's really hurtful when you say things like that.
Oh, come on, don't get all riled up. I'm just telling the truth, aren't I? God, you're soft. If only Harry had married someone with a bit more life in them. You know, I'd even take some bimbo straight out of college who can still give birth over you. At least she'd be fertile, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's just so frustrating to see him wasting his time with you.
Just, please, don't say things like that, Mrs. Miller. I really don't know about our chances of having a baby, but we're both really happy right now as is. You don't have to worry so much over us. We're in a good place emotionally, and that's what matters most, don't you think? Happiness isn't just about having kids, you know?
Oh, I don't care anymore. Look, Sophia, I really do hate how you can be so dismissive about what I'm saying, like it doesn't matter to you at all. Don't you care about your reputation? Don't you have any pride at all? It's like you're content to let things slide, and it drives me insane. How can you be so calm when your entire future is on the line?
I would like nothing more than to get along with you, Mrs. Miller. I mean that. But it's quite difficult when you're being, well, so difficult. Doesn't it get tiring for you too? Can we please just move beyond all this already? Please. It's exhausting to keep going back and forth like this. We're family after all, and I really want us to be able to get along.
How dare you talk back to me when you can't even get pregnant? As if I could get along with someone who can't even fulfill their duties as a housewife. The fact that I'm even tolerating you like this is generous enough. A little thanks would go a long way, Sophia. You should be grateful that I'm even bothering to talk to you. Most mothers-in-law would have washed their hands of you by now.
Thank you very much for always providing your input, Mrs. Miller. I'll do better to win your favor from now on. I really do appreciate your concern, even if it doesn't always come across that way. I know you just want what's best for Harry, and I'll try harder to meet your expectations.
Yes, save all that for once you actually get pregnant. You're not the one stuck with some defective daughter-in-law after all. I've got enough on my plate without adding your failures to the mix. You have no idea how much stress this is causing me.
Oh, come on. Don't you remember Harry warming you over stuff like that? If you don't turn it down, he'll give you an earful again, you know that. He doesn't like it when you push things too far. You don't want to upset him, do you?
Don't talk like this isn't your fault. You just need to keep your mouth shut about this conversation, no? Are you looking for a fight, girl? Because if you are, you're about to get one. I'm not going to sit here and let you lecture me about how to treat my own son.
No, that's not what I meant.
Then don't talk back to me. I'm looking after a woman who can't even get pregnant. You just need to shut up and listen to everything I say, understood? There's no room for your opinions here. You just do as you're told and maybe, just maybe, you'll earn a bit of my respect.
Yes, I understand. I'll be careful next time. I don't want to cause any more trouble.
Hey, Sophia, Harry's off work today, right?
Yeah, he is. What about it?
Well, if he is, then you two need to come over right now. I'm serious. I've got something important to discuss. You hear me?
We just went out right now. We can't come over immediately, Mrs. Miller. We had plans today, so I'm sorry, but we really can't. It's not like we're just sitting around doing nothing, you know. We have our own lives, too.
Just shut up and come over. Besides, what's the point of spending his few days off with some hag like you? It's far better for him to spend time with his parents instead. I'm sure he'd agree, wouldn't you think? I'm sure he'd rather be here with us than wherever you dragged him off to. Don't be so selfish, Sophia.
That's what you said last week, too. Look, we'll come when he wants to, so I hope you'll have us then. We're not ignoring you, but we've got our own lives to manage too, you know. You can't just expect us to drop everything at a moment's notice because you demand it. We have our own stuff going on too. That was last week.
It's got nothing to do with why I'm asking you to come today. Today's different. I need you both here now. It's important, and I don't want to hear any excuses, Sophia. This is not up for debate.
Look, today's an important day for the two of us. Can you please just let us off this one time? We've got something planned that we can't really reschedule. I promise we'll visit you soon, but not today. Today's special for us, and we've been planning this for a while.
What important day, huh? Your anniversary's still months away, I know that much. So what could possibly be so important that you're putting me off like this? What's more important than family? What's more important than your own husband's mother?
To tell you the truth, we've decided to get infertility treatment. Given my age, it's difficult to just get pregnant naturally, so we figured we'd do what we can to improve our odds. We have a reservation at the hospital for that today, that's why. It's something we've been building up to for a while now.
What? Infertility treatment? Hang on a minute, are you infertile or something? Is there something wrong with you? Oh, why didn't you tell me sooner? I'm his mother, I should have been told about this.
No, I'm not. A lot of people get confused with that, but infertility treatment also refers to when your chances are affected by age as well. It's not just for people who can't conceive at all. It's more about optimizing our chances. We're doing this to increase the likelihood of having a baby, that's all. It's a precaution.
Oh, is that so? I didn't realize that. I thought it was only for people with serious problems. Not that there isn't anything wrong with your character, of course.
If they find no problems, then our chances increases. And if they do find something, we'll get treated. We're just going for a general checkup to see where we stand. It's more of a proactive step than anything. We want to know what our options are and make sure we're doing everything we can.
Yeah, well, whatever. You still need to come here right now. I don't see why this hospital visit has to be today, of all days.
Can't it wait? Why can't you just put it off until tomorrow or another day? And I've been telling you, we can't because we have an appointment. We've waited weeks for this, and we can't just reschedule on a whim. I'm sure you understand that. It's not something we can just push aside whenever we feel like it.
Oh, screw the hospital. What does it matter anyway? You're still going to be as old as you are already. Stop wasting time and money on something as pointless as that and just come over. It's not going to make a difference. You're chasing something that's not going to happen. It's futile.
Pointless? Weren't you the one egging us on to have a child? So why wouldn't you start saying something like this all of a sudden? It doesn't make any sense. You were pushing us to do something, and now that we're trying, you're telling us to stop? You can't just flip-flop like that. You're being so unreasonable.
Yeah, like the treatment's going to have any effect. It's already over for you at the age of 38. Just give up already. It's not happening, Sophia. You're just chasing a dream at this point. You should know when to throw in the towel.
You don't know that unless you try. We won't know if it's possible until we make the effort. We're not giving up just because it's hard. We're doing this because we believe there's still a chance, and we're not giving up on it.
I mean, if my Harry's got the time to be humoring treating some hag like you, he should just man up and find himself another woman. At least he'd be able to have a baby sooner if he did. Well, if only you'd say you'll divorce him right now, I'd hear you out. What do you say? Think about it. Maybe it's the best for everyone involved.
I've been doing my best to get along with you until now, but that's also part of the reason why I've been trying so hard to have a baby. But I guess it's all meaningless now. You'll never accept me, will you? No matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, it's never going to be enough for you.
Oh, don't start crying on me now. I mean, surely you knew that this is how things were. My darling son went and married some hag, and to top it all off, she can't even get pregnant. Like in hell we could get along. It was doomed from the start. This was never going to work out, and deep down you must have known that too.
I see. Then I've also had enough. There's no point in trying to please someone who will never be satisfied, no matter what I do. It's just exhausting at this point, and I'm done. I'm done trying to win you over when you clearly don't want me around.
Good. I'm glad you finally got your head around it. So just bring my son here already. Oh, and you don't need to come along. Understood? You can stay right where you are. Just send him over and we'll be fine without you. Hey, just how long is it going to take for you to get here? Seriously, I've been waiting for what feels like forever.
Oh, right. Sorry about that, Mrs. Miller. It seems as though we completely forgot about what's going on over there. We really didn't mean to leave you hanging like that.
What the? Did you forget to tell Harry that I told him to come over? How could you forget something like that? Ugh, I can't believe this is happening right now.
Oh no, I told him about that all right. But it seems like he had forgotten all about it too. We just got back from the hospital, so we must have been pretty tired. It's already late, so just give up on it for today, Mrs. Miller. It's not happening. Maybe another time, okay?
Don't fuck with me, Sophia. How the hell did you forget? How useless can you get? You can't even get pregnant, nor can you keep track of the time. What are you even good for? What do you even bring to the table?
Oh, you know how it is. It's just so easy to forget about things that are so annoying. Maybe that's why it slipped both our minds, huh? Funny how that happens, right?
Excuse me? Annoying? Oh, you better not be talking about me. You've got some nerve, don't you? I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Huh? Of course I am. You're the most annoying person I know. How'd you not get that? It's pretty obvious if you ask me. Like, seriously, it's been clear as day for a long time now.
Okay, that's enough. I've had it with your cocky, brazen attitude. I'm not forgiving you this time, you bitch. You're going to pay for this disrespect. I've put up with you for long enough.
Yeah, well, sure, like I care. I've got no intention of being forgiven by you anyways, so you can go ahead and forget about that. I'm done trying to please you. It's just a waste of time.
How on earth could you be so rude? To your own mother-in-law, no less? Ugh, why'd Harry have to choose someone like you? I'm having him divorce you, so you'd better get the papers ready. It's over for you, Sophia. You have crossed the line for the last time.
Can you shut the fuck up already, you dumb bitch? Why'd Harry, of all people, have to have such a senile hag as a mother? You're a nightmare, seriously. It's a wonder I've put up with you this long.
Sophia, what do you say?
What am I saying? I'm saying exactly what I think about you, you hag. God, this feels good to say after playing nice all this damn time. I'm done biting my tongue. I'm done with the pretense.
Listen here, I'm still your mother-in-law. Do you really think you can just talk to me like that? Have you lost your mind? Have you forgotten who you're dealing with?
I'm gonna put that right back on you. You think you can say whatever the hell you want just 'cause you're my mother-in-law? You insult me over my infertility, and then what? You insult me for trying to fix it? Some mother you are. You've got no right to lecture anyone. You're out of line.
Even still, there's still ways to speak to people. Where are your manners? That's why you're such a no-good wife. You have no respect for anyone. It's disgraceful.
Yeah? I've got no manners? How about you fix the way you address people first before sprouting all that bullshit? You don't have a shred of dignity or class that qualify you as my mother-in-law. You're a joke, a complete and utter joke.
Shut up already. Oh, you better watch yourself. I'll make sure you regret saying all this. I'm not letting this slide. You'll pay for your insolence.
Yeah, sure, go on. Do what you will. I don't give a shit. You've already shown your true colors, so what do I have to lose? You think you're scaring me?
That's it. I've had enough of you. I'm on my way right now, so you better stay put. We're settling this face to face. You won't be so cocky once I'm there.
Wait, you're actually coming over right now? You've got to be kidding me. Don't do something so irrational.
Oh, are you scared now? You should be. We'll see if you can still talk as big in person when you're not hiding behind your keyboard. You won't be so brave then. You'll see.
Ugh, please. Can you not? Do anything but come over, please. You're being such a nuisance. This isn't going to solve anything. It's just going to make things worse.
What happened to that big attitude of yours from earlier, huh? You're already scared? Didn't think I'd actually come, did you? You didn't see this coming, huh?
No, seriously. Let's not do this now. It's not going to benefit anyone. This is just going to make things worse. Please, don't make this any more complicated than it already is.
I've already made up my mind. This has been a long time coming, Sophia. It's too late for apologies now. I'm going to make you regret ever crossing me. You're going to wish you'd kept your mouth shut. You have no idea what's coming your way. Hey, open up, damn it! Where are you, Sophia? I'm here just like I said I'd be. Don't try hiding from me now.
God, I can't believe you actually came. Not when I specifically told you not to. What are you trying to prove here?
Yeah, like I'd have to listen to the likes of you. Anyways, I've rung the bell so many damn times, so open up already. It's too late to be scared. It's time to face the music, Sophia. You can't hide forever. You know you're going to have to face me sooner or later.
Seriously, can you let it go of it already? Look, I'll apologize for getting cocky, so just don't come inside. Let's just drop it, okay? There's no need to escalate this.
You think things will just blow over if you stay holed up inside? Too bad. You're still going to have to face me, Sophia. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving until we've settled this.
Just what are you talking about?
Well, you've said it before that you hide the spare key beneath the plants. I bet it's still there. You shouldn't have told me that. Big mistake on your part.
God, can you please just listen? Please don't come inside. This isn't going to end well. I'm serious. This is only going to make things worse.
Too late for that. I've already unlocked the door, so I am on my way in right now. You just sit tight and look forward to it. Hold on. Why is no one here? Where the hell are you? What's going on? Where did you go?
Well, I gotta hand it to you. I didn't think you'd believe me so easily. I thought you'd be smarter than this, but here we are.
What's going on here? Why aren't either of you here? Where's Harry? What kind of game are you playing? This isn't funny, Sophia.
But of course we aren't there. We're at your place as we speak, after all. Didn't expect that, did you? You didn't see this twist coming.
Hold on a minute. My place? How could you?
Yeah, that's right. We're right here with Mr. Miller, too. We've actually been watching you over video. The mister can't believe you'd really break into our place. He seems pretty angry, but that's not my problem. You're the one who messed up.
Wait. Huh? What's going on? I don't get it. This can't be real. This has to be some kind of sick joke.
Here's another thing we forgot to mention. But we recently installed some security cameras. A lot of our neighbors' kids like to sneak into our garage to mess around, so we've been watching you through the same cameras. I gotta say, you did not disappoint. You were quite the spectacle.
Why on earth would you do such a thing? What's watching this with my husband going to do? This isn't fair. This isn't how things should be.
What? Can't you figure it out already? We literally have footage of you brazenly trespassing. This is serious, Mrs. Miller. You're in deep trouble now.
All I did was go to my own son's house. How does that qualify as trespassing in any way? You can't do this to me. I am his mother.
I asked you not to enter, didn't I? I didn't give you my consent, and yet you entered. So if anything, how is this not trespassing? Being Harry's mother has nothing to do with this. You crossed a line, and now you have to face the consequences. You should have listened.
Did you? Oh, you couldn't have set this up, right? Oh, this has to be some kind of joke, right? Please tell me this isn't real.
Well, I figured it was about time Mr. Miller found out about what sort of person the missus really was. And I had enough of your harassment, so I thought I'd get as many people onto my side as I could, you know? It's time everyone knew the truth. Enough was enough.
Even still, doing something this underhanded, you've gone too far as my son's wife. This is unforgivable.
Gone too far? That'd be you, Mrs. Miller, constantly insulting me and my condition, lending no ear to Harry's warnings. To top it all off, you trespassed in my house. I mean, do you really have to explain why you're so clearly in the wrong here? You've got no one to blame but yourself. You did this to yourself.
Don't mess with me, Sophia. Do you really think you can get away with doing something like this? You have gone way too far. I'll make sure you regret this. You're not getting away with this.
Really? Like, really? I'd be far more worried about myself if I were you right now. You're the one in trouble, not me. You're the one who should be scared.
And why's that?
Well, for one, your husband's totally pissed. Plus, I told him about all the things you've been saying to me regularly. I wouldn't be surprised if he was even considering divorce from the looks of it. He's had enough of your behavior. You've pushed him to his limit.
You have to be kidding me. There's no way he'd divorce me. Oh, he wouldn't dare. He just wouldn't.
Well, that's for your husband to decide, isn't it? Also, it seems like your son's also had enough with you and your bullshit. Listen, how about you come back as soon as possible and apologize while you still can, huh? It might be your only chance. This could be your last shot.
You cocky little... This is all your fault. You take responsibility. I am not the one who should be apologizing. You're the one who started this.
Hey, if you're going to talk about who's responsible, maybe you should go look in a mirror. I mean, once you manage to get your head around that, I think it'd be best for you to tone it down, moving on. Nothing sucks more than being that one cocky in-law, right? After the whole ordeal, Mrs. Miller came home in a panic and was immediately interrogated by her husband and Harry. She tried to make some pathetic excuse, but with all the evidence we had this time and my testimony, her excuse didn't hold water. As a result, Harry and I cut off all ties with her, and the Millers decided to separate. Maybe because they've been married for such a long time, they didn't get divorced immediately, but if Mrs. Miller doesn't reflect on her actions soon enough, the divorce will only really be a matter of time. Meanwhile, since cutting ties with her, we continued our infertility treatment, and the following year, I finally got pregnant. According to the doctors, the reason I hadn't gotten pregnant wasn't just due to my age, but also due to external stress. By moving away from my toxic mother-in-law, I finally had less on my mind, and I was able to get pregnant pretty easily. Guess it's never such a good thing to put up with things too much. From now on, I want to live my life with myself and my family's well-being first, without putting up with all the toxic and stressful things in life.
Hey, Susan. So this is it, right? We're getting divorced? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
What are you asking for? It's not like my opinion matters to you at all. You're the one who's determined to kick me to the curb.
Kick you to the curb? You cheated on me, Susan. I'm not kicking you to the curb. You did that to me. You don't have any remorse at all for what you did, do you?
Remorse for what? I didn't do anything wrong.
You have got to be kidding me. Let me repeat, you cheated on me. You don't think that's wrong?
I mean, okay, maybe I did. But just try for 1 second to look at it from my perspective. Think about it, Kyle. Why would I cheat on you if you didn't do anything wrong to me?
Are you seriously saying it's my fault that you cheated on me? I have been nothing but good to you from day one. I've done everything for you that a husband should and then some. So if you're gonna sit there and claim this is my fault, you're gonna have to show some receipts. Tell me, what did I do to deserve this?
Yep, that's exactly how I thought you'd react. You haven't even done a single ounce of self-reflection on how you could have done better. It's precisely that uncaring attitude of yours that forced me to run into another man's arms. So, once again, me cheating on you was your fault. You are in no position to criticize me for anything.
Don't give me attitude. I want specifics. Tell me in precise terms, what did I do wrong? If I really deserve to get cheated on like you're claiming, then there must be one specific incident where I wronged you.
I shouldn't have to tell you, but fine. It's because you did nothing but work. Do you have any idea how lonely I was with you gone all the time? I had one little affair to cope with the loneliness, and now you're acting like I'm some sort of villain. I'm disappointed in you, Kyle. I didn't think you were this insensitive when we first met.
What are you talking about? I had a completely normal 9-to-5 job. I always had weekends off, and I used them to spend as much time with you as I could. So if you're trying to tell me that I did nothing but work, I don't have the slightest clue where you're coming from.
There you go, proving me right yet again. I really didn't realize how lonely you were making me feel. If my own husband neglects me like that, what else am I supposed to do but find a man who will give me the attention I need?
I'm speechless, Susan. Completely speechless. I've never in my entire life met an adult who's willing to do this kind of mental gymnastics in order to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. I'm insensitive, huh? Well, you're just a garden variety sociopath.
I'm not a sociopath. I was just unfortunate enough to marry an uncaring, heartless, vindictive, spiteful, pathetic excuse for a man. You are scum, Kyle. That's the best thing I can say about you.
Are you for real right now? Dear God, you're a piece of work, Susan. Whatever, I'm done with this conversation. There's no point in trying to talk to you about this, or for that matter, anything else ever again. I guess this makes it official. We're getting divorced. I'll start making the necessary arrangements.
Yeah, do whatever you want. I don't care. That just makes it easier for me to finally be with my boyfriend. He cares for me way more than you ever did, you jerk.
How wonderful for the two of you. Oh, well, this actually makes my life a lot easier, too. You moving in with him means I can save a bunch of money on having you served. It would have been at least another couple $100 in legal fees if you were at different addresses.
What? You're suing me?
Do you need me to spell it out for you? Fine, I see you're both immoral and an idiot, so I'll get straight to the point. I'm suing both you and your boyfriend for the affair. You
really are thick, Kyle. Weren't you paying attention just now? I cheated on you because you were neglecting me. It was your fault. And since it was your fault, you're the one who should be paying me damages.
You have got to be joking. All right, let's hear your incredible legal theory on how I'm the one who owes you damages. I'm all ears.
It's easy enough to understand. I shouldn't have to explain it. We're getting divorced, and it's your fault. So you owe me money. See? Simple.
Wow, have you considered taking up a career in law? Good God, there's not enough ibuprofen in the world to fix the headache you're giving me.
I'm sorry. Was that too hard for you to understand? You're such a moron. How can you not get this?
Yeah, you got me real good. I'm clearly no match for your superior intellect, Susan. I'm gonna have to get a pretty good lawyer to take you on. That's not actually me being sarcastic, though. I am getting a good lawyer. Anytime you want to talk to me, you can go through him.
Lawyer? Are you for real?
Yeah, I don't have the time or patience to talk with you about this anymore. I'm getting a lawyer to take care of everything for me. You're just too much to deal with. I'll let you know once I've officially retained one, and after that point, I don't ever want to speak to you again. Take it up with my lawyer.
Hold on just 1 second. That's not fair. You can't be the only one of us with a lawyer. What about me? I want a lawyer too.
Wake up, Susan. We're getting divorced. Why the hell would I have to get a lawyer for both me and you? That's not how any of this works. If you want a lawyer, get one yourself.
Fine, I'll get myself a lawyer, a really, really good one, and I'm going to take you to the cleaners. I'm going to sue you for everything you've got.
I'd like to see you try. Anyway, this conversation is over for now. We'll pick it back up when we both get our lawyer situation settled. I have to go to work early tomorrow anyway. What about you? Are you at your parents' house right now? Don't cause your mom any trouble about this. Got it? This doesn't concern her.
I don't need to hear that from you. She's my mom, not yours.
I know that. That's not the point. Forget it. I'm done. Goodbye.
Hey, Kyle, you're on break right now, aren't you? I need to talk to you now.
What the hell do you want, Susan? I thought I made myself clear the last time we spoke. We're getting divorced and I don't want to talk to you anymore. Now stop messaging me. I'm going back to work.
Please, I really need your help with something. I am in big trouble, Kyle. Big trouble. Could you please just listen to me? All I need is a few minutes.
Fine, I'll listen, but that's all I'll do, got it? No help, no favors. I'm gonna regret this, but what's the matter?
So you told me that you were gonna get a lawyer, right? And so I told you that I'm gonna get one too, remember?
Yeah, I remember. And? Did you find one?
No, I can't find a lawyer who will represent me no matter where I look. Every time I go to talk to a lawyer about suing you for emotional damages, they keep telling me that I won't win the case. And worse, the only thing any of them have offered to do for me is try and lower the damages I'll have to pay you as much as possible. What is going on? Isn't that just totally bizarre?
No, that's not bizarre at all. What's your issue? It's obvious to anyone with a brain that you are at fault in our divorce. You don't even have a snowball's chance in hell of getting a single cent out of me.
But it's not like this is all my fault. You're partially to blame for this too, you know that? I shouldn't have to pay you any money when you're at fault too.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that your reality check is going poorly for you. So, is that everything you wanted to tell me? I don't really see how this concerns me. I already knew that you were never gonna be able to win in court.
Of course it concerns you.
Look, I have way better things to do than listen to your idiotic ramblings. If you just wanted to complain about your situation, then I'm going back to work.
Wait, I think I remember you saying that one of your relatives was a lawyer, right?
Yeah, and? What about it?
Can you give me their phone number?
Really now? Think, Susan. Every single lawyer you spoke to until now turned you down. I don't think a lawyer who's related to me is gonna be of any more help.
But if they're related to you, that means they're related to me. And since they're family, they'd probably at least be a little bit more willing to help me out.
I see you weren't paying attention just now. Let me repeat, it does not matter if they're related to me or not. They're not going to tell you anything different than what you've been told before.
You don't know that for sure. Maybe the other lawyers were all just a bunch of misogynists and didn't want to help a woman in trouble.
Wow, Susan, you never cease to impress me. I did not expect the poor oppressed woman angle from you. In any case, I hope you didn't get your hopes up too much because he's not gonna represent you.
Why not?
Because I already hired him. He's representing me. So even if I did give you his phone number, he can't help you. Even if he could help you, he wouldn't. Get it? You're on your own.
Then I'll hire him too. He's a lawyer, so if I pay him, he'll represent me. That's his job, right?
Oof. Where to even begin? Yes, there is a problem with that. He's representing me, Susan. He can't represent both me and the person I'm suing. Seriously, Susan, try thinking before you open your mouth next time.
What do you mean? If he's working on both our cases at the same time, wouldn't that just save him time and effort? And besides, since we're all family, that would just make talking things over easier. Just give me his phone number, okay? We can talk about the details later. I need to get a lawyer as soon as possible.
All right, have it your way. I'll send you the number for his office later. Just don't say I didn't warn you when he turns you down exactly like I said he would.
Thanks. If you would have been this helpful up until now, maybe we wouldn't be getting divorced.
I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that remark. I gotta get back to work. Goodbye. And for real, this time, from this point on, whenever you want to talk to me, you need to go through him. Don't message me about anything ever again. And I mean anything.
Don't worry, once I get a lawyer, I'll never talk to you again. I don't need to waste time talking to my ex-husband when I've got my new boyfriend to keep me company.
Speaking of which, my lawyer will be having a talk with him sometime soon, too.
Why? What's he got to do with anything?
Did you forget? I'm suing both of you. I plan to have my lawyer take care of everything as soon as possible, so if you want to get yourself a lawyer, you'd better do it quick.
What are you so concerned about? We're gonna have the same lawyer.
Right, okay, moving on. Just make sure you respond as quickly as possible when the time comes.
Yeah, I got it. Get off my back. I'm gonna go now. I gotta get ready for a date with my boyfriend tonight. We've got a very stimulating evening ahead of us.
What's going on, Susan? Where on earth are you right now? Why aren't you here at the settlement meeting? I know you knew exactly when and where the meeting was gonna happen.
Oh, that thing? Yeah, I decided not to go after all.
You what? What's the matter with you? My lawyer said you had told him you were going to be here. We have all the documents and everything ready to go. We're just waiting for you.
Well, you're gonna be waiting for a while. I kept looking around, but I was never able to find a lawyer who was willing to represent me. So, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right going to some legal meeting without a lawyer.
Not having a lawyer is no excuse not to be here. Now hurry up and get over here. We're waiting for you.
What's up with that attitude? Yet again, this is all your fault, Kyle. I tried talking to your cousin, and he said that he couldn't represent me because, I don't know, some legal mumbo-jumbo. You should have convinced him to represent me. If you had, then I'd be at the meeting right now.
I told you, Susan, he cannot represent you because he is already representing me. Haven't you ever heard of a conflict of interest? It's your own dumb fault for being clueless about how the law works. And you had more than enough time to get yourself a lawyer, so you have no excuse. You're not going to get out of this by being incompetent and lazy. Get over here now.
Are you ever going to take responsibility for your own actions, Kyle? This is your fault for cheating and hiring your cousin before me.
Cheating? Are you a fifth grader or something? I asked him to represent me and he said yes, that's it. And because I retained him first, he can't represent you. That would be a conflict of interest. For the love of God, Susan, would you just grow up already?
He's your cousin, and since you're still my husband, that makes him my cousin. That's how marriage works, Kyle. You know, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is yours. That includes our money, our house, our car, and our lawyer. We're still married. That means we have to share. Your lawyer is my lawyer, too.
I'm gonna start ripping out my hair. At least my cousin's enjoying this. He's sitting next to me laughing his head off. Do you understand what that means?
Wow, your own lawyer is laughing at you? That just shows how little you know about the law, loser. I mean, you didn't even know that money and property and stuff is shared when you get married.
To be clear, he's laughing at you, not me. Let's back up a step. Joint assets, which I assume you refer to, are things that a couple purchases together. Are you with me so far?
Duh, I'm not an idiot like you. Everyone knows that.
Okay, next, what sort of property is considered shared assets? Things like our joint savings account, car, house, that sort of thing. And that's it. The end. No more. It's that simple. You think you have a right to be represented by my lawyer just because we're still married and he's my cousin? You're out of your mind.
Don't you get it? You're still my husband. That means your lawyer is my lawyer too.
First, once we're divorced, any connection you ever had will vanish. Second, people are not property. A lawyer isn't a joint asset. I mean, they used to be property, but we fixed that with the 13th Amendment.
So how am I gonna get a lawyer then?
Figure it out yourself. That's what I've been saying. It's not my fault that you're chasing a pipe dream instead of suing me.
But I already told you, I tried to get a lawyer and I can't. What am I supposed to do now? I'm lost.
For now, just hurry up over here and agree to the settlement negotiation. If you don't, then I'm gonna take you to court and you'll be paying legal fees on top of the damages you'll owe me.
I gotta go to court?
Yes, that's what happens when someone sues you, and it's just gonna cost a bunch of unnecessary time and money for the both of us. So if you don't want to go to court, then hightail it over to my lawyer's office right now. Got it?
I got it. I'll head over there now, so just hold your horses. Hey, if I come to the meeting today like you ask, does that mean I won't have to pay you any money anymore?
Of course it doesn't. There is no possible way you're getting out of this, so hurry up and get over here.
But I don't want to have to give you money. Come on, isn't there some way we can work this out? Don't sue me.
Here. Let me repeat. You're not getting out of this. Get over here now.
This is all your fault. Everything. I am never gonna forgive you for this. Never, ever.
You're the last person I wanted to talk to this early in the morning. And it's my day off, too. Can we do this later or never?
Don't give me that. You were there at the meeting yesterday. You saw everything that happened. Because of you, my boyfriend dumped me. Don't you have anything to say for yourself?
Oh, you mean how he said that if it meant getting sued, he didn't want to be with you anymore? You really know how to pick 'em, huh, Susan? Next time you have an affair, try and pick a guy who isn't both a complete flake and a moron. Well, it would be better to not have another affair in the first place, but seeing as how you apparently can't resist, that might be some good advice for you to take.
Stop trying to pin this all on me, Kyle. If you hadn't gone and threatened to sue me, none of this would have happened. Even after how much I begged you not to sue me, you just kept on moving forward with your plan to destroy me. Why won't you just listen to me for once in your life?
I don't see any reason why I should listen to the woman who cheated on me. God, I can see why that guy left you.
Aren't I allowed to be happy? I was serious about him. You have no right to come between me and my true love, you selfish jerk.
If you were really so serious about this guy, don't you think we would have both been better off if you divorced me and then started sleeping with him? You have only yourself to blame for the position you're in. I hope this recent chain of events has taught you a valuable life lesson.
So what am I supposed to do now, huh? Live all by myself, barely scraping by while I pay off the settlement? I don't deserve any of this.
Well, seeing as you cheated on me and all, yes, you actually do. And by the way, your boyfriend left before we finished our discussion, but don't you think you should have tried to stop him?
You know, I tried to stop him. I begged him not to leave. You saw me crying. Don't pretend you forgot.
Oh, I'm actually not talking about that. I don't care if he leaves you or not. I just think he must not have read the papers I sent him properly is all. I'm pretty sure he's not aware that I'm suing him too, not just you. Has he said anything to you about that?
What? Why, though? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
No, it's not. We went through all of this yesterday. I guess you were probably too caught up with the fact that your boyfriend left you to pay much attention. And since he left before we got around to him, I guess maybe he genuinely doesn't realize it.
Are you seriously doing this? If he gets sued because of me, he is never gonna take me back. He'll be mad at me forever.
That's not my problem. It's whatever, honestly. It's not like he's gonna be able to escape me forever. Worst case scenario, the lawsuit goes into default and I can just get his wages garnished. If you ever talk to him again, let him know that I'm gonna see to it that he pays me what he owes me.
You're enjoying all of this, aren't you, you sick freak? Once I start making payments on the settlement, my savings are going to dry up overnight. I had been working so hard to save money for the time when I could finally be together with him.
Oh, for the record, that money is also subject to division of assets during the divorce proceedings, so yeah, you shouldn't count on keeping that.
What? No way. That was money that I saved up for myself.
Yeah, and you were taking that money out of my paycheck every month. Since I was the only one who was working, that makes it a joint asset. In other words, half of that money is mine. I'm happy for you. You've been learning a lot about the law these last few weeks.
Wait, so are you saying that I can't use that money to pay off the settlement?
I mean, you can use your half of the money to pay it off if you really want to, but I don't think there will be much left after that.
This sucks. I have no idea how to go on after this. How am I going to get by without my boyfriend or my money?
I guess you could always, get a job.
I told my boyfriend that I had a bunch of savings, though. I thought that would be an easy way to get him to take me back. But now that you're intent on stealing that money from me, too, I have no idea how I can save my relationship.
Stealing? Again, that's all money that I made. Nothing out of the ordinary is happening here. Oh, and one more thing. If you run into any legal trouble after this, let me know. I know a good lawyer I can introduce you to. Not long after that, Susan and I were officially divorced. I also made good on my promise to sue her boyfriend, so I'm now getting monthly payments from both him and Susan. To be completely honest, I had always known that Susan was... how can I say this? Well, whatever. I always thought she was kind of stupid. But after everything that's happened during the last few weeks, I have no idea how I never saw what an utter idiot she really was. It's not like I had to lay some clever legal trap for her or anything. She just kept walking into the same metaphorical rake over and over and over again. And don't even get me started on her boyfriend. That guy is a complete flunky. I don't even know how he manages to dress himself and tie his shoes in the morning, much less live on his own. I guess you could say that the two of them are perfect for each other.